Top 3. Best AV Receiver 5.15.2. Number 3. Marantz SR801511. 2. 2021 has been a strange year for AV receivers as a combination of the COVID-19 pandemic, chip shortages, and the dreaded HDMI 2. One bug that plagued many of the 2020 models resulted in many manufacturers skipping it in terms of new releases, with the most obvious one being Sound United, as both Denon and Marantz had limited updates over some of their previously released models. Promising audio quality support for all commercial audio formats. Huge list of features. HDMI 2. 1 support constantly 1 HDMI 2. 1 HDMI 2. One bugged in some units. Odyssey Multi-Ec editing app has a charging fee. High price. 2021 has been a strange year for AV receivers as a combination of the COVID-19 pandemic, chip shortages, and the dreaded HDMI 2. One bug that plagued many of the 2020 models resulted in many manufacturers skipping it in terms of new releases, with the most obvious one being Sound United, as both Denon and Marantz had limited updates over some of their previously released models. Number 2. Denon AVR S540BT receiver. So, you've decided to pick up a new AV receiver, but you don't want to spend a lot of moolah. The question is, what amp do you sink your hard-earned money into? If you're on a tight budget, then the 5.2-channel Denon AVR S540BT deserves serious consideration. The basics. The Denon AVR S540BT is what most would call an entry-level receiver, but this little amp gives you a lot of bang for your buck. It even has a connector for a radio antenna. Is that still a thing? Anyway, along the top is a row of 5 HDMI inputs and 1 output. The output supports 4K video and HDCP2. 3 of the HDMI inputs support HDCP2. 2. HLG, HDR, BT, 2020, and 444 color sampling. All of this jargon basically means that the 540 supports most of the important 4K Ultra HD video standards. And if you're wondering which of the 3 inputs are 4K video compatible, they're clearly indicated on the back of the AV receiver. Getting this AV receiver up and running is a cinch. Kit number 1. Sony STR-DH192CH. Shopping for a stereo receiver can be a frustrating, complicated, and above all else, an incredibly expensive endeavor, but the Sony STR-DH190 offers a much-needed respite. It's lacking a lot of features you find in more expensive receivers, but by focusing on the bare essentials, Sony is able to offer a very compelling product for unfussy buyers that just need to get sound moving to their speakers without blowing their entire budget. What you lose are largely creature comforts, things like HDMI inputs/outputs, and therefore HDMI ARC compatibility, Wi-Fi and Ethernet functionality, Alexa, Siri, Google integrations, preamp outs, subwoofer outs. Okay, maybe a lot of those aren't creature comforts to a good deal of shoppers, but I don't imagine the STR-DH190 was very high on their list to begin with. On the front of the device you'll see a large volume knob next to a smaller input selector knob, and opposite these, a 0.25-inch headphone jack and a 125-inch portable in port handy for playing audio from your phone, computers, and plenty of other devices.
Check out the description for more information in latest price.